When nationally known vocalist Mary Fall was looking for a percussionist, she called Josh Dekaney. When Jazz Fest needed a drummer to back up the legendary Aretha Franklin, they called Josh Dekaney. And when Mark Doyle needed someone to set the beat for Guitar Noir, he called Josh Dekaney.
Listen, are you seeing a trend here? Because I sure am. The award-winning percussionist and music educator is here today to help kick off this year's SAMMY Spotlight Series. And as we get closer to the Syracuse Area Music Awards. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You are not originally from Central New York. What brought you here?
Correct. Yeah, I grew up in Houston, Texas. I've lived all over. Lived in Kentucky, lived in Michigan for a minute, was in Kansas City, was in Tallahassee, Florida, and then my wife getting a job at SU brought us here. We've been here since 2001.
So you are considered a multi-percussionist.
Yes.
Right? So you play many percussion instruments. Do you have a favorite?
I mean, kind of the viewers will see today that I played, which is a mix of the drum set, the electronics, and then this instrument called the berimbau, which is a Brazilian musical bow. Those are probably some of my favorites, but I kind of like them all. I feel very fortunate, very blessed to get to do music for a living, and I play a lot of different instruments. So it just depends what people call me to do. So I don't really have a favorite, but probably drum set I'm playing the most these days.
It's interesting too, because I don't think people really realize all of the percussion instruments that are, right?
For sure.
There's so many.
Yeah.
And so, what genre of music do you like then? I mean, because all these different people have called you to ask you to help them. Is there one that you feel more comfortable playing?
I mean, we always joke that our favorite genre of music is the one that pays.
Right.
But I just played Elf the Musical for viewers who got to go see that. I play a lot of shows at Syracuse Stage. That's really great, and that's a very different discipline than, for example, I play a lot of times at Funk and Waffles on Sunday afternoon for a jazz jam, and that's kind of the yin to the yang. So I thankfully get to do both of those.
Well, and speaking of, you know, different genres, different musicians, we mentioned them in the intro. One of those musicians, legendary Aretha Franklin, what was it like playing with her? Yeah,
I got to play with Miss Franklin 7 different times over the years, and it was unbelievable. I got to meet her one day. Yeah, there's some video you got running of me in the back there for her last one that she did. It was amazing. I got to meet her, and it was literally, I felt like I was being knighted or something. Getting to meet her. She said, "You're good." She's like, "Make sure my music director has got your number." So I thought, well, maybe I'm going to get to play with her some more. So I called her music director, and it wasn't to be, but it was great. She's amazing. She was and will always be the queen.
Yeah. Speaking of music directors, you aren't a director, but you do teach at SU.
I do.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about what your job up there.
Yeah. So I'm a part-time instructor of percussion. I teach drum set lessons, percussion lessons, jazz improvisation, and then my wife and I do the Samba Laranja, the Syracuse University Brazilian Music Ensemble. My wife is from Brazil. I've spent a lot of time there. I've learned the language, speak Portuguese, and have studied a lot of drums. So we play all different kinds of Brazilian music. We're hosting a Brazilian string quintet this week that we're playing with on Friday, a free concert for your viewers to know at Setner Auditorium this Friday at 5:30, featuring the Quinteto da Paraíba, this wonderful string quartet. So we do all kinds of stuff.
What does your wife play, just before we go?
She plays piano, she plays some percussion, and she's a choral director.
Interesting. Okay, well listen, speaking of playing, you're going to perform for us. He's going to perform for us when we come back, so don't go away.
You don't want to miss it.